No. Ready. No.
It was so loud in my head.
I can't wait for this anymore.
That was incredible. Okay, we're back.
And more
Dead
live than ever.
Turn his mic off. I'm gonna
Mute him.
cut his mic. He's like
Oh,
yelling
you
over the
did.
table into our mic.
I won't be silent.
I won't be silenced.
We're back.
And deader than ever.
I'm Kelly,
I'm Tamara.
I'm Tony.
And I'm Matt.
and
this
this is
Ghoulbeanspodcast. We had a choir of ghouls on that one.
We do. It's like a cemetery in here. How are you?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I am good. I haven't seen you in a while. We didn't get to record last week. How are you? You said you're good?
Yeah, I think the last 2 episodes in a row I said I was feeling overwhelmed.
Yeah.
I'm feeling slightly less overwhelmed.
Perfect.
Yeah.
I love that for you.
Yeah, because things are getting into a rhythm at work, and I'm feeling more comfortable, and I like the people I talk to, and How about you? What's life like for you right now?
It's embarrassing because you're the only person I've seen in the past 3 weeks.
So I know how life's going for you.
Yeah. It's great. My class is done. My work, I'm not fired. And
period.
Yeah. We're
That's
living
all
life.
you can hope for.
We're living life. We're living life. And this is our beautiful St. Patrick's Day episode. It's actually St. Patrick's Day.
Wow, 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 wow.
So now we get to
Introduce our guests.
exactly. We have the one, the only,
The man, the myth, the legend.
Matt McGregor.
Oh,
I was hoping.
Didn't see that one
I was
coming.
hoping you would do
I
it.
felt it in my heart, in my soul. The cold
I was like, I don't know if she'll
stabbing
pick
me
it.
in the back.
I felt bad and I didn't do it.
No, I'm sorry. You both are men, myths, legends.
Tony
Well-
has been on the pod before, though.
Okay, so he gets to go first. Sorry, Matt.
Fair enough.
Hi, everybody. I'm glad to be back. It's been a while. I don't know
Been a
when
long
that
time.
episode. I can't think of when we've recorded that, but
Shoot, November. I
November?
think.
it's been some time. Yeah,
Yeah.
I believe that. It's been a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm super stoked to be back. Talk about some. Well, I won't reveal what our theme is for today. Matt?
No,
She's
I was
just been
saying you
talking
gotta
to the mic.
you gotta talk into the
Oh,
mic. No, you're good.
Whoa.
We're sharing the love seat for this episode, so
Yeah. So they have
getting
to
a little cozy.
Yeah, we're
make
getting
love
pretty
to the
intimate.
mic, basically the
We're
same
getting
mic.
pretty intimate.
avoided that so far.
At the end of this pod, they're going to sing us a ditty.
Yeah.
This is a surprise to me.
I am fully prepared.
All right.
Prepared it. I've written it.
He
Actually,
could take the lead. Because this is your part.
I
You're an
have some-
alto.
I have some notes. You do know how to read sheet music, correct?
no, he doesn't. Don't let him fool
I
you.
know how to read sheet music.
Not for choir.
I mean that's fair. I can't be like, oh yeah, I can sing that.
I mean,
note
I can't
right there.
read sheet music.
We were out to dinner and we sang happy birthday to his mother. And we were talking the choir. She's in choir for the church and they're going on a dope ass trip to Greece. And my boss happens to also, he's in the band. So he's going, and his wife is the director of everything. She's incredible.
Yeah.
And so I was like, oh, I could have gone on that trip because my boss said we could come. And after we sang happy birthday, Matt's mom was like, well, Matt, you really could actually be in our choir. And I was like, I sang happy birthday as well. Miss ma'am.
Where's my spot in the
Miss
choir?
Mother.
Miss Mother.
Miss Mother Man.
Mother? What about me, Mother?
So
Mumsy.
She said you could probably conduct. You have a wide width span.
she was like, I've never heard you sing.
Rewind.
Lies.
Happy birthday. Yeah.
Exactly. So Tony, How are you since we've last spoken with you?
Oh, I've been doing great. Busy, but overall, everything's pretty good. I did stay at the house I talked about on the last podcast
Did anything happen?
last weekend.
Grand reveal.
Nothing happened.
Tony, make something up.
Nothing to
Classic
report.
Tony.
Classic
Nothing to
Tony.
report.
Although there was a weird tickling on the bottom of my foot.
There was, and somebody speaking to me. I don't know, but
In tongues, but that happens.
that's not conclusive.
No,
Not
it could have been the
conclusive.
neighbor.
No, I mean, I'll admit I was on high alert,
Yeah,
24/7, especially laying in bed.
for sure.
Made sure there was a night light on, but
Did you
no.
use the jellyfish technique of lying in the middle and just shimmying to both sides?
Oh no, I was on the side.
You're
Oh, man.
sick. He doesn't learn.
No.
No, I got to be ready to get off the bed and go.
What if
Quickly.
they're on that side? I can't have this conversation again.
No.
Then,
I'm
because
not doing this with you.
then you do
You're gonna-
like a roll and go off the other side,
Sir,
and they have to
Your feet
climb
are gonna
over
get
the bed.
stuck.
Laddie,
Actually, that's-
they're gonna reach up over and fucking grab you
No,
from the bottom of the bed.
No, then you roll.
Well, you're gonna be like a little burrito and fall.
Yeah,
They're gonna
you don't
snack
think
on
that
your
burrito
body.
is gonna protect me from
No.
whatever attack they try to inflict on
A
me?
demon? No.
You haven't seen this comforter.
Matt, how you
How
doing,
are
Matt?
you, Matt? First time podcast,
Yeah.
except
Congress.
yeah, you did share your favorite scary story at the Congress.
This is true. This is true. That was a long while back. No, I'm glad to be on. Thanks for having me. I appreciate being invited here today.
Always
Invited into your home.
Yeah. Do you think you'll listen to this episode?
Absolutely, 100%.
This one of all of them.
It would be nice. We could use the list.
What are we drinking today, Kel?
Oh, we
Go ahead and let them know.
Spill the beans.
We are beautiful. We are drinking the Irish cream flavor
From
Bears Brothers
Jesus Christ.
Woodman's brand. I have to assume because that's where they get me. I
Woodman's
don't
is
know where else they are.
Probably sponsored by Bears.
As are we.
Is it Bears? We are not. We are not sponsored.
I have no idea. Please let me know. Barris or Bears?
Berets.
Perhaps.
Beres.
Uh-huh.
Berries.
And
Berries Brothers? Because
Coffee
coffees
roasters.
are in berries, kind of.
Something like that.
okay.
All right, berries. Honestly, out of all the ones that I have roasted on here, this one is not bad.
I would have to agree. It's the best one of the ones we've tried.
Yeah.
But there is Bailey's.
We are getting
There's
assistance.
alcohol
Yeah.
in it,
Mhm.
yes.
Yeah.
In honor of St. Patrick's Day, we are drinking Irish coffees.
Should we? I feel like every time we say St. Patrick's Day, they should take a shot. Or we,
I
there's
love
something
that.
we say. We should have like a little like something.
Whoop.
I was gonna
How
be
many
like.
times is that going to come up?
A lot.
She's just gonna start saying it.
Wait.
I was like, like a top of the morning. kind of
No.
thing.
We say okay. We'll
Or
say
Ireland?
top of the morning whenever we say St. Patrick's Day. You just think I'm saying whoop?
Yeah.
He wasn't
Oh,
listening.
I thought we were coming up with what word to say, and then we take a shot.
I'm not gonna take a shot, but I was
no,
gonna
no.
just like a little saying
We'll say top of the morning.
Top of the morning.
or a Irish phrase of your choosing.
Laddie.
Lassie.
Down with
Dublin.
the English.
Dublin.
I love it.
Cut that.
Why?
I don't need any royal family on my house.
Okay, so Irish cream with Bailey's from Barris Brothers. The Bailey's is not with Barris.
Yes.
Bears
The
Brothers
Bears.
Baileys. They should do a little.
Ooh.
You're welcome, Bears.
So
I
how do you like
wondered.
it? I like it.
I like it. I think I like it because of the Baileys.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's good. I wonder if they concocted that flavoring knowing that you're supposed to mix it with the Baileys because it's working.
Yeah, it is Irish cream flavor. Matt, how do you like it?
Yeah, solid. 4 out of 10.
No.
Solid
4?
4?
4 out of 10.
Yeah, 4 out of 10.
5 is average.
I would say
Milwaukee
the
one is-
general coffee that I drink is probably like 6 out of 10. So
Oh, so have you had the perfect cup?
no, never.
Mm.
Still searching.
We all are.
I mean, it's obviously themed, as they can tell.
What's the theme?
Irish lore and haunts.
Because it's St. Patrick's Day.
Top of the morning.
Laddie.
I was gonna say Laddie, and then you stole it from.
You should have said it louder or something.
Oh,
you, like, I feel like you had 15 things roll through your
And then
head.
they
You're
all-
like, down with top of the morning. Whoop.
Just naming cities in Ireland.
Yeah.
How many cities are in Ireland?
A
At
lot.
least 3.
I mean, that is actually correct semantically.
I
There's
feel
at
like
least-
it's just one, and then the rest is like towns.
No, stop. Thank you, Irish listeners. I know you come from a lot of places in Ireland. One of my stories is from Cork. Remember that sound?
Oh yeah, that scared me.
You'll know what that sound is if you listen to the last episode.
Is it from that movie?
Hereditary?
Yeah, that's the one.
No.
No, but
It means a demon is present. I didn't know that.
Pop does?
if you hear a random like huge drop of
Oh.
water or like it's because it's similar to a tongue sound.
Oh.
Yeah.
What? That's kind of eerie.
Yeah.
So
I mean, it's in the prior episodes. You didn't listen?
let's not get bogged.
Does
down.
Tony not listen to us anymore?
No, I do. I do listen.
You're just
I
not
did
caught up to the
listen.
last
I'm
4 or
not caught
5.
up to the last 2.
So it starts. I've been there.
That's how
You're the worst.
you started on episode 1 though. That's the difference.
You gotta make it to 2.
You're like, you guys did a really good job.
Hey,
Never
I think I
listens
listened
again.
for like 1 through 7. You know,
He was like, I like the theme song, and that's all he listened to.
He turned it off.
Just on repeat. I love it too much.
Ooh.
Well,
Got a slice of Bailey's. Go ahead.
that was an important.
Okay.
Okay.
So who wants to start? I have discussed a creature. Mine's kind of longer, so I can go first.
I would love that.
Okay, great.
Set the mood.
I will. This is not copyrighted, so it can't go into the episode. Okay. The Irish law. That's not.
That was in Ireland.
Do it.
Irish lore.
That was really good.
Thank you.
I can't do it. So I'll just get into it. I chose to look up the Banshee. This is a common, well, I don't even know. It's not that common of like a spooky guy. And it's a girl.
Yeah,
So
I
it's a
never
girl.
think of a banshee.
Right. I play one video game that has a Banshee in it. And so I know it from that. So yes, I decided to look up the Banshee. And you might be asking yourself, what is a Banshee? And it is actually a fairy in Irish lore. It has what?
Tony just went into dark mode.
Oh.
The mood has been set, my friend. Proceed.
It's a fairy in Irish lore that has a hellish scream that is believed to be an omen of death. It's said to be something that is only attached to Irish bloodlines. Some say that each Irish family has their own banshee.
Ooh, who's your banshee?
I don't know. I hope I don't have a banshee. Am I the only one Irish here?
I'm Irish.
Who's your banshee?
I don't know. Do people have?
I'll do it.
I'll do it.
Wait, so you
I didn't-
heard your banshees cry before?
No, I don't
omen
want
of death,
to.
right?
Yeah. I
Yeah.
feel like I've had significant death in my life. Like if I had a banshee family or a family banshee.
Banshee family.
Just a
Little
bunch of people
banshee family.
screaming at Thanksgiving.
I'm
Maybe I
the
do.
family banshee, honestly.
It's me.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, I've never experienced a banshee before. The lore does say like it's usually people with like pure blood, like Irish bloodlines.
Yeah, no, I'm a
that's not my favorite.
Problematic.
Yeah, it's not my favorite phrase.
No, yeah.
But
But at the same time, it's like a curse.
for sure. No, it
Your
is a
bloodline's
curse.
pure.
Yeah.
You got a bench.
Could be that each Irish family has one. Could not. We don't know. So the origin of the banshee, it's traced back to the 8th century. The 8th people. That's a long time ago.
Gross.
there are only 8.
Based on a tradition where women sang sorrowful songs to lament someone's death.
That's where I want to be. That's where I am.
Oh, my love has got humor.
Do you remember I said I wanted to be a lady of the lake?
Yeah,
That's right up my fucking
It
alley.
is. There's actually, I'll get to it, but yeah, it is. You could be banshee. These women were known as keeners, and since they accepted alcohol as payment, they were said to be sinners and punished by being doomed to become banshees. So keeners are people that would like literally mourn the death, whether they were with them or not.
Isn't that like another name for a spirit or something? A keener? No.
I wouldn't know.
I don't know.
Fair enough.
Legend actually says that they don't cause death, but are a warning of a violent death. There are some legend branches that split off and say there are evil banshees that derive pleasure from taking a life, and they actively seek out their victims and, trigger warning, wail at them to the point where the person completes suicide or goes insane. There are even evil banshees that can tear people to shreds, and this is the legend that is usually depicted in media, like movies and the stuff I was talking about. But most Irish people attest that banshees are just a warning of death in the family and are actually giving the family time to prepare.
So do you have to like see the banshee, or can you be like walking in the woods and you hear it in the distance?
Both.
And you're like, oh,
It's giving here though. Like because of the whale, I feel like it's trying to imply that like you'll hear it.
I think it's both. I think it's also not always a scream. Well, some of the stories I had a couple stories, but it's like crying and stuff like that. Ugh. So what they look like. A banshee is a disembodied spirit that can take many different forms. It's always a woman. It can be seen as a beautiful woman wearing a shroud, a pale woman in a white dress with long red hair, a woman with a long silver dress with silver hair, a headless woman carrying a bowl of blood
Period.
that is naked from the waist up, an old woman.
Me.
She was like, distract you. Here's my bowl of blood. An old woman with frightening red eyes, a green dress, and long white hair. And an old woman with a veil covering her face, dressed all in black with long gray hair. There's also a few that I was reading. They're also like another name for banshees could be like washerwomen. And
Ew.
yeah, and I guess like a version of seeing a banshee, mostly the one that's like a creepier one that people have attested to is like seeing a banshee washing clothes in like a natural lake, lady of the lake vibes, and like washing basically like blood drenched clothes and like it never getting clean. And that's like what people have
Ew.
seen. Yeah, pretty nasty. So that's basically a banshee. I don't have a ton of like other lore on it. So, but I do have stories, and we're just gonna wait for that to die down for a sec.
it's the banshee.
Oh, this one's
That's
got a low
Tony's
voice.
family banshee. That's me out there.
A couple facts before.
That's Tony.
Not
Look
now,
out.
Banshee. What's a good banshee name?
It's
Veronica.
gotta be like a real
Meredith.
Irish, like old timey Irish.
Saoirse.
Saoirse.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
I don't know any
Weird.
more Irish names.
I don't either.
That's
That was
what
good.
it was.
You said Boris?
Boris.
The beautiful
Boris
woman named
the
Boris.
Carla?
She's got the blood bowl and no top, and you're like, okay, I could get to
We've
it.
all-
And you're like,
we've
and
all
she's like,
fallen.
my name's Boris. And you're like, that's a step too far.
You really killed the vibe. You had me until Boris. Let me tell you.
Okay. I'm just going to go. Hopefully that's not in there. So these stories are from the early 1900s. They don't all have usernames. So I will say them when they've come from a source from like, this is the first-hand account, but this I found in an article. So this person wrote, my mother, when she was a young girl, was standing looking out of the window in their house at Black Rock near Cork. She suddenly saw a white figure standing on a bridge, which was easily visible from the house. The figure waved her arms towards the house, and my mother heard the bitter wailing of the banshee. It lasted some seconds, and then the figure disappeared. Next morning, my grandfather was walking as usual into the city of Cork. He accidentally fell, hit his head against the curbstone, and never recovered consciousness.
Whoa.
So I feel like that's like mostly the jig is like it's always just like, hey, just so you know, someone's about to die. Probably not you is what the vibe is. Like if you see the banshee, it's not your death that's coming. It's someone near you.
So it's kind of like a friendly spirit then. You know, you don't have to worry about.
Yeah,
anything.
no, that's what the Irish say is that like it's more of just a warning. And like they're like, listen, shit's about to be not so fun for you guys and your family.
Balance the checkbook.
Yeah.
Do
Take
better
out if
stories.
there's
Get your
life
fair-
insurance, I would probably get some for that person.
hefty amount. Does it usually have to be people pretty close to you?
You know, I don't think so. Like grandparents, aunts, uncles, or like closer. So I guess a little close. Like it's not like your
Yeah.
neighbor's gonna die and you're gonna see the
Remember
banshee.
that kid you played on the playground with in
Yeah.
third grade? Well, he's gonna get whacked.
Yeah, it's
Oh
definitely
my
like
god. It's seemingly like banshee is taking the place of the word just omen, right?
yeah.
That's all it like literally it's just the same thing.
I guess it
Comes as, like, a
is an
shortening.
omen.
Right. So like I guess like you'd have to decide. And does it get passed down? Like does somebody hear the same one as the one like the child and the child hears the
I don't
next one?
know. I actually have a story kind of like that.
Ooh,
I'll
okay.
read it.
That
yeah,
actually
yeah.
makes me feel weird.
Some people believe in banshees and only some families get them. I live in Ireland. My mother comes from a very old Irish family with written history going back centuries. They get visited by paranormal spirits in numerous ways, but one of those is a banshee. She had heard about them, like when her uncle died and her father was visited that night. It first visited her after she got married. In the middle of the night, it started wailing at the top of the stairs at her bedroom. My father got up and noticed the bedroom door ajar. He went out to the stairs and caught a glimpse of it before it disappeared and the wailing stopped. Before morning, she got a phone call. Her father had died. I believe it's appeared twice more over the years. The last time in January this year, as she walked her dog, a howl came from nearby.
Not a howl.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's like see or hear. She knew what it was and ran back home. Our very close friend and neighbor dropped dead suddenly the next morning. Well, there you go. Maybe it is just
Damn.
like neighbors. It doesn't have to be your family.
Did say close friend though.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true.
Yeah. Most people don't believe, and it seems people don't get these death warnings anymore. So most joke about it. I'm naturally a skeptical person about anything, but in our family, even the mention of a banshee will send a shiver up our spine. We don't question it and we don't joke about it. So people are taking it seriously. Like, and hey, like, I guess it's fine. You know, like it's not the banshee that's gonna come kill you. Like you don't
Right.
see it and it's like I'm gonna rip your skin off.
Right.
But like there's something also terrible about like knowing someone's gonna die.
The Joneses are gonna die.
Like, but you don't know who it is.
The,
Right.
the banshee doesn't mean harm, but it's still a sign that.
Right.
that
I mean,
something
if you
bad's
only have
gonna
one
happen.
neighbor.
But like,
You're like,
right. If you
damn.
don't talk,
What
if
if
you
you-
talk to one person,
Yeah.
like then you're like, oh fuck.
Oh, God.
But
Yeah.
like, what if you have a family of 5 and like you're really close with your brothers and sisters and stuff like that? You're like, who is gonna die? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Mm.
That kind of sucks. The banshee kind of sucks. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
I'm just kidding, please.
I meant none of it.
You think banshees live in like a cave together?
I
What's
feel
their
like,
housing situation?
I feel like it's a smoky tavern, and they talk about the people that
Mm.
like they had to go visit, and I think they do it a little bit like with a little bit of sadness. Like they talk about like I got to go visit
Oh,
Sarah
I like
Jane,
that.
and then they're
It's like going to work, but like you're given bad news.
yeah.
That's
yeah.
not what I was gonna say. I felt like they live in a rookery, like a dragon.
I like
Oh.
that better.
Like they live in like a a rookery.
I like to think that they live with the family that they're like attached to. So
Oh,
like
I
they're,
like
they're,
that.
they're like living with them the whole time, but they're like, oh yeah, my time to.
So they do say that it comes from like a fairy situation. So I always picture it in the woods, like they're just
I
kind of
do
chilling
too.
in the
I always
woods.
picture it. In the
A very single, and a lot of people hear them in the woods too.
The
None of the stories
woods?
I picked, but
I picture them either in the woods or next to like a lake,
yeah,
like
Lady of the
sitting
lake.
at the edge of the water.
for sure. And it does like the picture of banshee, like since it is female, a lot of media like does like sexualize it up. So like more like
Not me.
Cool.
more like a mermaid situation where like they're
I picture her hanging upside down like a bat.
for
Like,
sure.
I
No,
don't
she's
picture her.
scary. She's scary though.
Yeah.
Just
But like
instead of a fishtail, it's a bowl of blood.
exactly. But very siren like
Oh, sure.
is what my research had said. But it's usually like really sexualized body with like a face that's been like ripped off and like sharp teeth.
That's a trope.
It is a trope. No, it's a trope. And that's the banshee that like attacks you and that as
Well, maybe
we can see
maybe those
probably
ones
doesn't
look
happen.
that way. They gotta
That's true.
draw you in.
For sure.
But the ones that are just here to tell you, they
Probably the elderly lady ones. Okay, I've got 2 more, and then I'll be done. Then someone else's turn. Okay, as a child, I remember my grandmother telling me that my grandfather had taken ill in the back room of their house. She was attending him when she heard a loud banging on the front door and left my grandfather to go answer it. She told me that as she approached the door, she could hear a sobbing noise coming from outside, but on opening the door, there was no one on the other side. She immediately went back to my grandfather, finding him stone dead in the bed. Fast forward to November 2001, I was in my grandmother's house, and she had been given a few days to live, and my father thought it was a good idea to come out and say my last goodbyes. Rather unfortunately, she was going through a slow, painful death. I remember going to her bedroom and feeling very cold, and I knew the few days were more realistically a matter of hours at the most. As my grandmother's breathing became more shallow, my dad said it was probably better that I sit in the front room. He called my aunt's boyfriend and asked him to come and pick me up. And while I was waiting, I heard a knock on the door. I assumed it was my aunt's boyfriend, and as I approached the door, I could hear crying. As I touched the lock to the door, I suddenly felt a chill down my spine. There was no one there. Almost Instantaneously, I heard a mixture of prayers and sobbing coming from the back room. I knew she was gone, and as I closed the door, I saw a glimpse of what can only be described as a tall, thin woman sitting crying on the neighbor's wall. The experience has stayed with me forever.
On the wall?
Yeah, I don't know what that. I'm hoping like a fence.
Yeah, like
Like a little stone fence.
Does this take place in Ireland?
Yeah.
Yeah, because they have all those like pre-boundary like.
Oh,
walls.
Yeah,
okay, cool,
but
cool, cool,
I'm
cool.
just thinking about how that one episode we did recently where he thought he was having sleep paralysis and there was like a man Spider-Manning to the wall,
Yeah, I
the
got
shadow.
that.
So like
Yeah,
that's what
yeah.
it gives.
I'm hoping not that.
I'm gonna choose the other.
I'm
Yeah,
hoping
yeah.
sitting on a nice stone wall. Just a
Kicking
little
their feet.
sad.
You know what I like to think I'm imagining right now what a siren is doing? It's warning the family in the way that it can. Like it's like people like their loved ones. And then maybe after the person dies, they walk them to whatever like comes next or something. They're like
That's a nice way of
Reaper
looking
kinda
at
thing. Yeah. That's how I'm choosing to believe.
or it's like letting you know that it's like gonna like eat their soul after they die.
Yeah.
You're next kind of a thing.
Yeah, that's what it feels like. More soul eating.
Oh, I've
But I've been doing this pod for a minute.
I feel that, and I'm trying my darndest to avoid it.
Yeah, because she's hanging upside down like a bat in my mind.
And fairies usually aren't nice. Like just in general.
No, I think
Yeah,
that
they're very
they're
It's true.
tricksy
It's not
and
like
like
Right.
the Disney fairy thing.
Yeah. Okay, this is the last one. This is the last
Okay.
one I got. So this person says, "See, every woman in my family has experienced the cry of the banshee except me. Apparently, there's an awful howling that just radiates through the entire house and even outside that is so loud and terrifying it makes you want to flee." So that kind of sounds more like the evil banshee.
Hey, soul eating.
Yeah. I'm picking and choosing what I hear right now.
It's supposed to be the banshee howling over someone's soon-to-be demise, from what she told me. My great-grandmother, grandmother, and mother have all experienced it at some point in their life. When my mother, when my
Generational
mother,
banshee.
oh yeah, so she is following the family. They must be very Irish. When my mother experienced hers, she was home alone at the time and said it was almost like a horrible wolf howling, and it was so loud, and in any room of the house, it seemed to follow you. She told me how she went throughout the house, the basement even, and outside to try to find where it was coming from. Finally, after an hour or so, right before my grandmother came home, it stopped. My mom waited outside for her, terrified, and explained to my grandma what happened. My grandmother was very calm about the whole situation and explained to her how the family is cursed with the cry of the banshee. A few days later, my great-grandmother died. And that's it.
Wow.
See, they view it as a curse.
They do view it as a curse. I mean, I think if I heard like crazy screaming all over my house and like it didn't stop for an hour, I too would feel cursed.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know, kind of appropriate though for like your family member dying, don't you think?
Yeah, I just, like I said, like I feel like that's unnerving. Like if any sound happens in my house when I'm alone, I'm a little unnerved. And so like someone screaming would really be horrible.
A wolf howl even.
Yeah. And then to know
The lore.
eventually, right, that also after enduring this, now I have to worry about who's going to be dead. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
At least it's not like a harbinger of your own death. Because that would be the worst.
That would be the worst.
Like to have to go through that and be like, well, fuck.
I mean, so I would just, me,
Yeah, I know you.
simply pass away.
Right.
I'm not gonna let you get the chance if I could just do it.
Not if I get me first.
That's my motto for life.
Yeah.
Not if I get me first.
So that is the story of the Banshee.
Wow.
Yeah, and lots of stories of the Banshee. It does seem very the same.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It sounds
Consistent.
yeah. It sounds like the Banshee. I could believe in the Banshee because of like the people's
I want to believe in the
experiences.
Banshee.
I do too. I don't ever want to hear the Banshee.
No. I wonder why it's so tied to Ireland. Like
I think that's where like the Keeners were.
the curse began.
Yeah.
Should we have a guest go?
Yeah. So that was a creature.
That was great.
Should we do
I can share
a ghoul story?
A ghoul story. All right. So I did a story on a famous house in Ireland. It's more of a mansion. It's called the Loftus House. We can all kind of look at the word and decide how we're going to say it.
Yeah.
I thought Loftus when I saw
Loftus. Okay, there's a few words in here where I'm going to kind of just gaze upon everybody around here and say, do we all agree that that's how we were going to say
Very
it?
Bears Brothers.
Got it,
Yeah.
got it.
Yes.
Berries Brothers.
So I wrote kind of a synopsis, a little bit of a story on what the background of this house is and the curse behind it.
Okay.
Yeah, it is a bit of a collection of articles and stories I read
towards you.
online.
There's a slight wiggle that happens.
Yeah,
It's very phallic.
The wiggle, the wiggle is killing me. The wiggle's killing me. So, this is kind of a collection of different versions of the story that I've read, and different theories as to why the place might be in the current state it is in. I kind of explain a little bit of that with the caveat that everything you read on the internet is true, and there's differences in the story. So
Okay.
if I got
fair.
anything wrong in the story, don't blame me.
Absolutely.
Put it in the comments.
Mr. and Mrs. Loft.
Yes.
Loft.
Yeah, if you have any complaints, you can go ahead and email them at ghoulbeanspodcast@gmail.com.
There it is.
Maybe-
There it is.
Maybe comment and rate on Apple Podcasts.
5 stars for effort. All right, so
Damn. Fuck. Says the man who's not cut up.
Ooh.
cut up.
Caught up.
Oh, I think he said cut up. I was like, oh no, what's gonna happen?
no.
What's gonna happen?
The banshee.
The banshee. All right.
That's the sound his banshee makes. Like a pig.
That's awesome. All right,
Mine
let me
mine does echolocation.
Let me get. I have no.
Why is she upside down?
Hanging like a bat? I don't know. I feel like her toes don't look right. Like, I don't know.
If you look closely, oh,
You don't have to look close. They're giving talent.
well, let's hold off on that thought.
Oh,
Oh, you. I don't want to know.
All right,
I don't
all
want
right. I gotta take a swig of the Baileys.
I know I was going to say, I think we need a microwave break in a second.
Yeah, we could. Do you want to do that now?
No, I'm going to wait.
Okay, perfect.
All right, so this is about the Loftus House, or Loftus Hall in County Wexford, Ireland. It was constructed in 1350. Loftus Hall stands to this day as a popular tourist attraction, both for its history and the mystery that in it resides.
Oh, a little pamphlet.
Yeah. It was in 1775 during a storming night. The Tottenham, I'm giving one of those, I think that's how
I
we
think
say
it's
this.
Tottenham.
Tottenham family, who had owned the estate since the 1600s, was residing within the home when a sailor arrived at the door.
Oh.
Oh,
Oh,
hello,
sailor. The banshee.
The young man
Fancy now.
the young man had told their servant who answered that his ship had sunk off of Hook's Head, which is now the world's oldest operating lighthouse.
Wow.
Fun fact.
That is
It's
fun.
been operating for approximately 800 years.
Damn.
Gross.
How?
I'm sure that's haunted.
Did they have to like run around the lighthouse?
They might
to
use
make
like
the-
oil. I know in the old days.
It's probably like a crank.
Damn.
You just
Or
had
a-
a person spinning in a circle for hours.
Yeah.
It's stormy. Get up there.
Go do your job.
yeah, yeah. But my lord.
Also English.
Yeah.
Do but my lord in an Irish accent.
You nailed it.
You bitch.
Did lighthouses? I don't know that they always did the like going around.
I thought you were gonna say, did lighthouses exist 800 years ago? I was
Well,
like,
clearly.
obviously.
Nobody's got the facts.
Yeah.
No, I was just saying that like I think it wasn't it just like a light, like a fire that's like, oh yeah.
Oh,
You
yeah,
don't
I
have to
think
go
you're
there.
right.
Good. Thank you.
Less
That's
spinning
better.
peasants.
Less spinning peasants.
All right.
Somehow the world is worse now that we know that.
You take that information and keep it to yourself.
Just got it.
All right. So, according to family accounts, the visitor seemed a model guest, well behaved and well mannered. They were happy to take him in and shelter him from the storm. While hosting the mysterious stranger, Anne Tottenham, the young daughter of Anne Loftus and Charles Tottenham, and the sailor were sitting at the table playing cards to pass the time. After dropping a playing card in all the excitement, Anne had bent down below the table to notice something horrific about their visitor.
It's kind of frisky.
I like it.
His pants were off.
They've been off the whole time.
They're married now.
Okay, and
We're married
Well,
now.
okay, let's not get hasty.
okay,
That was
okay,
on
okay.
the episode Tony was on last time. That I said, we're married now.
All right, so Anne had bent down below the table to notice something horrific about their visitor. He had a cleft hoof instead of a foot,
Oh shit!
a distinguishing
devil.
feature of the devil. The discovery of his identity sent the devil into a frenzy, where he then rose and shot himself into flame and through the roof to escape.
I would
That's
still
like-
tap.
That's a bit dramatic.
It is a bit
Well,
dramatic,
the
but
devil. It's the devil.
that's true.
He's like, not my hooves!
No.
And bursts into flames. He's just out of there.
He's just
Yeah.
self-conscious about
Like,
it.
you changed your entire appearance and you were like,
He's like,
it's enough.
he's like,
Oh.
stop.
Guys, you weren't supposed to look down there.
I'm going home.
I'm getting a little bit those vibes and a little bit it was intentional.
I'm going home.
He pulled dust out of his pocket. Went, bam.
Pocket sand.
Wait. So, one more question.
Yes.
Did they not see the hooves when he walked in?
He was wearing like a robe vibe.
Yeah, he had something over.
But
and
they didn't hear
they
the
were
click, clack,
exposed.
click, clack.
They're like, oh, he's fancy. He's got his high heels on.
got
tonight."
heels on.
Who let the horse in?
It's my cloven hooves.
Don't talk about it. Incredible.
It's awesome. Yes, so he goes through the roof, and the damage done can be seen by visitors to this day, as the whole roof
What?
has not been repairable.
Is it devil shaped?
You can look. It looks like there's a
Kool-Aid Man-esque.
Yes. So they've done additions to where there's levels above it now.
They built around the hole.
They've built around the whole house. It's like the Row Center. What's the one by the lake?
The
Dole Mansion.
Dole Mansion.
How like one part of it is old and like the rest of it is added to.
Yeah.
So there's stuff above it, but the hole is still there.
The whole remains.
The hole remains. Apparently has been unrepairable.
Oh.
Damn, what kind of damage did the devil do?
Mm.
Shazam! The devil is Emeril. Emeril Lagasse.
When you fix that roof, the drywall just doesn't take.
Me as
So-
a carpenter.
It's
Well,
not-
drywall doesn't take. I don't know what I can do.
Yeah. So Anne would not receive any praise for her discovery
Praise
What do you mean her discovery?
of the devil.
of the hoof,
Oh.
because she's the one that was like,
I'm
there's something
sure-
up with this.
I'm
hoof.
sure they're like, why'd you have to fucking
Can
say
you
stuff?
reenact?
Now our house is ruined.
Can you reenact what she said? Look at my foot and pretend it's a hoof, and then reenact it.
It's like the
He's got a hoof. A hoof, I say.
I do declare.
Say I do declare.
I do declare. I do.
I do.
But so let me start that over.
Sorry.
Anne would not receive any praise for her discovery and driving away the demonic visitor. After this event, she was driven into what her family referred to as a madness that forced them to confine Anne to her room, known as the Tapestry Chamber, for the rest of her life.
Tapestry
her
Chamber.
short life.
That's like a good restaurant name.
Yeah, the Tapestry Chamber.
That's a good like Igor's Dungeon. Sex shop.
Like a smoke shop, maybe.
Tapestry Chamber. Sounds like somebody's name,
I
honestly.
feel like they sell sheets.
Tapestry
Or
Chamber.
like a framing
Tapestry
shop.
Chamber.
Like, where they get, like,
It's
big
a
frames.
met someone
Southern gentleman.
Curtains.
My name's
I
Tapestry
don't see that.
See? Tell me that's not right.
It's
Chamber.
anything but where a
Chamber.
little girl
Tapestry
lays.
Chamber. We're all on tangents.
Yes.
All right. So after this event, she was driven into what her family referred to as a madness that forced them to confine Anne to her room, the Tapestry Chamber, for the rest of her short life. Another 10 years passed until she reached the age of 21 and died in the very same room.
Oh, damn.
But was it the devil at all? Many speculate the visitor was exactly his claim, a young shipwrecked sailor, who during his stay Anne had grown fondly of.
I thought you were going to say, many say it was simply a goat.
It was-
Like, fuck. It was a goat.
he was a charming goat. We let him in.
Mother, this gentleman came to the door. Let's have him for dinner. And they're like, okay.
Honey, bust out the deck of cards.
I wonder if it was St. Patrick's Day. Top of the morning.
Down with the English.
Period.
Period.
Matt, you didn't say anything.
Oi!
I thought you were gonna say like Shamrock.
Shamrock shake.
Bailey's.
Creamy. All right. After his departure, she grew into a deep sadness, which led her to confinement. But perhaps still not so willingly. This version of the tale also contains another possible darkness, in that she may have been left pregnant by the sailor before his departure. After still being locked away by her parents, it is speculated she may have died during childbirth. And it is said that many years later, during a home renovation, the skeleton of Anne's child had been found in the walls of the tapestry room.
Oh,
that
I
was a good
totally.
one.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
was good. I
Yeah.
believe that more
Me
than the
too.
devil bursting through the
yes.
roof.
Well, so we can come back to that.
Maybe
Okay.
she was trying to like reverse immaculate conception. It was like the devil got me pregnant.
Right.
Well,
Or
I had no choice.
There's yes.
was more like
we
a-
can come back.
sleight of hand. She was like, "Look at the hole in the roof,
Shazam!
baby's in the wall."
Launch from the ceiling. Too soon?
I-
1667?
I'd say we just hit that mark where it's okay.
Yeah, I think it's appropriate. Tragedy
We might
plus
receive
time.
complaints, but
Yes.
From who? Satan himself.
I
I
hope he
hope not.
emails me at ghoulbeanspodcast@gmail.com.
Yes. So, a visit by the paranormal, an affair gone wrong, or truly a death by broken heart. We will likely never know, but regardless of causation, it is said that Anne Tottenham and a demonic spirit are claimed to haunt Loftus Hall, which
Ooh,
continues to be a
spooky.
hotbed of paranormal activity. So much so that the paranormal experiences that visitors have had have become legendary the world around. It is also in what is known as the most haunted house in Ireland, Loftus Hall.
Damn. What are the
Wow.
experiences?
So there's an awful lot, and I could have sworn I read that they keep a log of it. But then when I went back to find that, I haven't been able to find it.
Maybe it's
So
like
if
a
anybody, huh?
I was thinking like maybe it's like a literal log, like maybe at the place. They're like,
Yes.
go write your story in there.
That's what
Another
I
book.
thought I read, and I wanted to look more into it. But then all my searches have said, like, nothing's come up. So I either made it up, which is completely possible, or I read it and I'm not supposed to have.
Oh, maybe.
I would look into it.
I doubt it.
But I do have a couple of fun facts about the
Oh,
place,
love.
like
Please.
more stuff that I had looked up. So a Catholic priest, Thomas Broaders, later exorcised the home, claiming to have succeeded in cleansing it from its negative energy.
Dope.
So now, while there's still activity going on, it's apparently completely safe. You just might see and hear things.
I don't know if I call it safe.
Spooky house.
Spooky.
Now demon free.
No, demon free.
Don't
Call
get
now.
possessed.
1-800 Catholic Priest. Lofton Hall has often over the years been used as a hotel, run by the Benedictine or Dean. I can't say that word ever. Or the Sisters of Providence Order of Nuns.
Oh,
We should stay there.
spooky. Ah,
So
look at the hole.
yeah. So you
There it
can
is.
you go to the holes there, and the tapestry room is kept as it was.
Oh, that's gross.
Yes. So over the years too, recently you've been able to do tours there. It's currently, from my research, closed as they got a new owner as of like a year or two ago, I
Mhm.
think. The Quigley family, and there's Quigley Down Under, and there's rumors that they're converting it back into a hotel.
Ugh, classic.
It was featured on an episode of Ghost Adventures.
Classic.
So if you ever needed any, even though it's not our favorite, I
No.
did hear that episode.
he has receipts.
Yes. That's kind of interesting and fun. See what they found there.
Yeah.
And one of the most prominent experiences that's ever been had was an English tourist, Thomas Beavis, took a picture from the outside looking in where you see a young woman and an older woman's face in a window. So you can find that photograph online, and it's pretty recent, within like the last probably 10 years or so.
Damn, look it up.
There's people outside of the building, like
Yeah.
modern people and everything, and then you look in the window and you see them. It's pretty prominent, like almost,
Suspicious?
Suspect.
Prominent.
but it's a popular picture. It's a popular story, and beyond people that visit and have the normal spooky experiences, that's one that gained some notoriety in the last few
Okay,
years.
it
yeah.
is weird though.
I don't want to look at it. Ew, I hate that.
Hang on. Let me zoom in.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
it's
can't
it's
actually.
it's pretty creepy.
It says I zoomed in on all the windows to find this girl in the window. Just to find this girl in the window, I had to take some time before I showed it to everyone, just because I didn't understand what I was looking at. And
Matt's
she-
like, no, I don't need to be a
If
part
you-
of that.
If you look at because you could be like, oh, it's like somehow a reflection of this pink lady, which doesn't make sense.
No, because
She's
they would
also
be mirroring each other. Like,
Wearing something
Like a
like
period.
yeah,
yeah, definitely not
like
the-
high
Oh,
collar.
Look at it.
Yeah, that cinched in waist.
Yeah.
I believe from where I'm looking.
Like
So-
almost like like buttons,
Mm.
like the little tiny buttons that go.
I feel sick looking at it.
Yes. Yeah. So that's one of the more popular recent experiences or
Yeah.
evidences.
Ugh, could you imagine like looking through your like photos and catching that and being like, oh
That'd be-
no.
Ugh, that would be absolutely terrible. I've thought I don't even go back to my old pictures. I take them and leave.
I know you must have no storage on your phone.
I delete other stuff to keep up with it.
To have my
My childhood memories. All that stuff.
Grandma's contact information.
oh my god.
Yes. So, you want to go?
Yeah, I want to go. I want to go to Ireland, and 2, I want to visit.
Yeah,
place.
I would visit.
Yeah, I would.
Let's
Absolutely.
do it.
Apparently,
Next
it's
trip.
like, beautiful. It's right on like a cliffside, and like it's on a scenic drive.
Let's do it.
Well, it's by that lighthouse, like
Mhm.
on that cliffside. So, yeah,
Island 2024.
it's a trip.
Love it.
It's a trip. Yes. So, in honor of St. Patty, and
Well,
Top of the
Laddie.
morning to ya.
Good morning. That is the story of the Loftus House.
Do you think it was the devil?
Yes, we wanted to double back to that. I think, and what a lot of people speculate is that story was created by the family
Yeah,
so that they wouldn't be dishonored
For
by
sure.
the daughter out of wedlock having a kid.
for sure.
Even though
And
she definitely could have been like just straight up assaulted.
For sure.
She could have. Yeah,
You know,
absolutely.
Right.
So
By
they're
a
like,
peg-legged man.
Mm.
"Ooh, you're bringing shame upon this house because you were assaulted,
The-
kind of
the-
vibe.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. The fact that he had a cleft hoof as a foot, completely unrelated.
No, that was his lucky foot.
Yes, exactly. But yeah, I would guess it would lean something more towards that.
I agree.
There is a lot more information to like the as far as she was a relatively lonely and depressed kind of prone person anyway, to add to
Mhm.
validity that she was like never saw people, and then when this guy comes she falls for him, and then she just kind of decides after he's like, I'm just kind of staying here for a week, then
Yeah.
she's like, well, then I'm kind of over, like done with life. But if there's any,
like
'cause-
she like killed herself.
killed herself, yeah, either just stuck herself in the room and
Or they told her
died.
that you can't keep that baby, and she killed her though. You know.
Yeah.
yeah. That's
But if they
possible,
found
too.
the body of the child,
that would change things a lot. I mean,
Yeah.
that it was supposed to have happened like still back in the day.
gotcha.
Like that, even that part is still lore.
Oh,
So,
okay,
you know,
okay.
The whole thing happened so long ago.
Who put the hole in the roof?
The baby.
The devil, but it was an unrelated issue.
The family also just never wanted to repair the roof, and so they just kind of tacked that onto the story as well.
Maybe
A
we'll get some of
tree
that juicy
fell.
insurance money.
They're like, you have to give us it's the devil. Like that's obviously an unforeseen incident.
Yeah. Is that like under flood insurance, fire?
Right.
Fire,
I think we're
brimstone.
covered for that.
I want to focus in on the part where it says that she refused to like take praise for getting rid of the devil.
No, she didn't get praise.
No, I was saying yes. That's
Oh.
she didn't get like, oh, thank you for.
It was worth. They were like, "You're crazy."
Yeah.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
stinks.
Yeah,
Where she literally banished Satan from their home.
Yes. It was. Yes.
A queen.
Because
That's
she fell
queen
into
energy.
Madness. Yes. All the stories pretty much say that the one common thread between them is that the family's like, whether it's a kid, depression, or madness caused by the devil, the family's like, well, we can't have people seeing you. So
Right.
we'll-
She was locked in a room.
Yeah, she
Yeah.
was locked
That's
in a
the
room.
only thing we know.
Yeah.
Was it 10 years after a devil, or was it 9 months after getting pregnant?
I would have to go with that one.
That's my guess.
I like the idea that she bullied the devil out of their house.
Me too. They kind of give her a little slay moment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's much better than
And I
like, how
I
dare
didn't-
you get
I
pregnant.
didn't think of it as bullying, but I like that idea where she's like, oh, look, like a hoof. That's all you got. Nice hoof, dude.
Sick hoof.
Stop
Yeah.
it.
Real neat, buddy. Yeah.
Emeril Lagasse
I-
Shazammed out of the dining room.
I liked it. That was a good story.
Yeah, it's like famous over there. I guess it's the most famous house in Ireland. So,
Well, Ireland, we're
Here-
coming for you.
yeah, here's to you.
Beans for Ireland.
Beans for Ireland.
Beans for Ireland and also beans for us for completing part 1 of our little Irish special. Thank you guys so much for coming on this episode, as well as next week, because it's part 2, and so you'll be there as well.
Please send us any messages on any social media. We're everywhere. But also, primarily, email us at ghoulbeanspodcast@gmail.com. We would love to read your scary stories. You can stay anonymous.
As well as go rate us at Apple Podcasts. We are Ghoul Beans, as you know. 5 stars, good comments, bad comments. We will read them. But yeah, thanks for joining us.
And spilling.
The
Ghoul
Beans!
Happy St. Patty's Day.
Oh, my
Tell 'em
life!